Ew! What is up? What is happening? Hope everybody's doing well. So, this was my first Alliance War with the Skrulls. Super pumped to join up with these guys. Super excited. Big shout out to Cade for getting me in here, man. Thank you so much. So, this was my first path with the Alliance. As you guys know, Alliance War is stressful as it is, so then having it be my first path, I was like really stressed, man. I had to set, you got to set the standard, right? You got to set the expectation. And to add on top of that, we were going against Zeuse, who are one of the best alliances in the game. So I'm on path 3. My first fight was going to be here with Medusa on 27, which is counter tactics. So I'm not going to be taking any chances, man. I was nervous for this fight. I've done this fight before. I feel pretty comfortable against Medusa with Gwenpool. I have a good strategy for this node. But yeah, we're going to go and check it out. So we've got our 565 Sparky with the Blade synergy. Only got him for synergies. And we've got our 565 Gwenpool. So it feels pretty good to have both my attackers at 565. Gives me a little bit of a cushion if anything does arise. Checking her Sig level. She's at about 120, so I'm not going to really risk it. I could probably go in at about 40 hits pretty safely. But yeah, let's see what goes on here. So when it comes to this fight, the key that I've come to find is really hitting into her block like as much as you possibly can. So that's kind of where I'm at, She somehow manages to evade out of my blocks there, which was a little bit weird. She's got her 3 Furies, so right now it's really about being patient. The beginning of these fights is really about patience. It's okay to take blocked hits here in the beginning. It's pretty important to intercept her heavy, even if she doesn't have 3 Furies, just because time is always going to be an issue. This is a 565 Medusa, so this is the strongest this Medusa is going to get on this node, and I know it's doable, so time isn't necessarily... I'm not terribly worried about time, but you still want to save it where you can, okay? So the nice thing about this node is its breakthrough. So the more armors that you basically reduce, right, the more damage you're going to be doing into her block, which really shows how important the block damage is in this fight. One thing I always have in mind, like at about this time, I really don't want to be taking any more blocked hits. Her damage, because it's 20% increase, per whatever, I don't even know, counter tactics. Just basically I know it rises like a lot, right? So I'm at 35 hits. I probably could go in and be pretty safe about it. But I just because this was such an important war, like I just didn't want to risk it. If she's below Sig 100, you can go in at 35 hits confidently. But 120, there's maybe from my testing, there's about a 20% chance maybe that she's going to be able to proc the strands, but then also parry stun you. Anyway, so we throw our L3. I wanted to wait for her Furies to die because I wanted to get some bleeds in to keep it refreshed. Now, unfortunately, she doesn't want to throw her L1, so we do manage to get her L2. I managed to proc a bleed there. You can see my damage is rising. You can see I'm playing it safe, man. I could go in and take her down with this hit count. And in hindsight, I might actually take the risk because time is starting to wind down. Now, she catches me on an intercept, which I was surprised about. I feel like I had that one, but maybe I was just a millisecond late. Luckily, I had a invulnerability boost on. But you can see, man, 20 seconds. But look at the damage I'm doing through her block, man. Because of breakthrough, I'm doing like 1,000 plus. And I'm like, okay, please throw your L1. Yes! She throws her L1. We're going in. Boom! Finish the fight with 3 seconds left. Woo! Man, I think it was just the nerves, which is why I wasn't being as aggressive as I could have been. I could have gone in the mid-30s there and been safe, especially at a Sig 120. But yeah, I was just playing it safe there, man. So, man, I was like freaking so pumped with that one. Next up, we've got a 5-star tech. There was another tech on... Which node is that? Spite, I believe. So it was kind of up in the air on if this was going to be an Iron Man Infinity War or not. Yeah, but I knew that if I went in with Sparky, I'd be all right. I've fought Iron War Infinity Mans a ton. Like I feel like I've done like a lot of dueling against them, a lot of different fights, and I feel super confident against him. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like his interaction is pretty skill based. There isn't really anything that's too RNG. Like I was talking about it in my live stream that like Domino is like kind of an RNG based fight if you're gonna be successful or not, especially on like an all or nothing. But anyways, so yeah, so with this fight, I was like, all right, well, worst case. It's going to be an Iron War Infinity Man, and it turns out it is. So I'm not too worried about it. You can see I've had some jitters there because he catches me with that heavy, and not even the first part, the second part. So I was like, okay, whoa, get your head, man, get your head. I'm going to build up Sparky. I'm going to stay calm. It's important in situations like that not to freak out. We're going to go back to our strategy, intercepting that heavy. Which is pretty important. We're going to bait out that medium there and go in, man. This is where this rank up with Sparky is really shining, man. It is really shining. I'm not even going to like try and evade those just in case I make the mistake. I'll let his AI take over, or I'll just block him. No worries. So I'm in a perfect point here. You want to have your L2 where he is above that 15%. I'm going to throw it, bang. Even if he auto blocks, it doesn't matter, man. He's going down, man. If you can get your L2 with Sparky with nearly any champion you're fighting at 30% health, they're going down, man. All right, guys, so we've got some other fights here. I think, oh yeah, we're going to do this fight right now. That's correct. We want to tie this fight into these boosts. So we knew that the other the nodes coming up weren't going to be unlinked. That's the only difficult part about Path 3, I would say, or one of the difficult things. Some difficult fights, but the most difficult part about this is like you can't string your entire path into like one boost. You know what I mean? Especially when you're going up against the mini, you kind of have to like, you got to boost for your first chunk because you have node 27. You got to boost for that one. Yeah. So anyways, we're going in here, 6-star. I was thinking either Yondu or Green Goblin, and it is Yondu because it's an enhanced bleed. So basically I'm going to build up some charges. I would love for him to throw a heavy, but I do manage to get that little light attack parry in there. Now, he did hit me, and I think I'm going to let him hit into my block again, and it's lucky. Oh, no, I get the intercept. Okay, that was a big intercept because it's like a enhanced bleed or bloodletting or whatever, so if he catches you with the block penetration and the bleed, man, I can tick away some damage, cost you some potions. Okay, so now we are going to jump ahead and finish off our path. Let's go check that out. All right, we're going in here. We've got a 5-star skill here, and it's an unblockable L1. Now, it's a little interesting to see a skill here. Part of me was thinking maybe it'd be an Agent Venom. I just couldn't really think about who would. Maybe a Punisher. Maybe they've got a dupe Punisher. And it actually just turns out to be Winter Soldier, and I was like, oh, cool. Gift. What a gift. I'll take that easy attack bonus. It's really interesting how the meta of nodes is changing, whereas this used to be like a coveted node. You remember back in the day, like the unblockable SP1 was a great place for some champions. Probability says you might get 1 kill on one of these nodes per war. But now it's like basically a diversity node. You know what I mean? So we're just going to go in here. We're going to pop that L1. We got the stun on him. He should go down there. Oh man, Sparky, man, I love you. I'm very happy with my decision. I know I've said that before, but all right. So next up, that calmed my nerves down a little bit. It's always nice to get an easy little one. Let's check out this next fight here. So with this mini boss, I was actually a little bit nervous. And, not because this is necessarily a difficult fight. I mean, it's not an easy fight. You got to have a game plan. But, like, man, it sometimes you can get into trouble with with Quake here. If her AI just kind of holds the heavy for a little bit longer, it can kind of increase that chance for a stun. If you always your game plan for this fight is to get your is if you have you're going to inevitably get some of those shocks on you, or the concussions, right? And you want to basically have a special thrown as they're about to expire. You can throw Sparky's L1 even if they're blocking, because the way his L1 works, that last hit, it's like the two-parter, and then he goes in for that second one and like leaps back. So even if you hit into her block, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be able to recover enough to evade her attempt to punish. So we're going to get an invulnerability boost. We've got plenty of these right now, which feels great. We're going to even pop a skill power boost there. I mean, why not, So we're going to go in here with Gwenpool. You know what? In hindsight, I'm going to do things a little differently. You can see here, I just go for the parry or whatever to kind of bait out a heavy. I think what I'm going to do is evade back and just hit into her block. You can see I'm trying to get my special, and I don't in time. Those aftershocks do expire, and luckily I only had 2 on me, so I did not. It was a pretty low chance to stun. So now I'm just trying to bait out this L1. I get that evade, and I'm feeling pretty solid now. Going for a light attack intercept. I'm feeling good when I go for that. So now we're just baiting out another L1. The light attack intercept is a good strategy against a champion like this. Yeah, now we're just kind of on cruise control here. We're just trying to bait these out. And I think we're going to go in for a little medium intercept there. Yeah, nice to have him cornered and below an L1. You can 95% of the time get that medium intercept on, unless they stutter step and light attack you in the face, but no worries there. We dropped that armor break. We're going to bait out this L2. Now this damage is going to just be savage, and we're just going to go on and finish that fight. And I'm just going to go ahead and say that I felt amazing about this Alliance War. It felt really good to solo my path. On my first path of the Alliance. It's not that I haven't fought at this tier level before, which I have, but we're fighting against the best defenses in the world, basically. So, man, it felt good to do my thing. You know what I mean? Very happy with my rank up of Sparky, and yeah. Super close war. Zeus did come away with the win. Great job, Zeus. You guys fought really well. Impressive stuff. All right, guys. Well, that's all we're gonna do for now. I'll see you guys in the next Alliance War video. I'll check you guys later. Peace.